it's Lori from Laura's World, and we're getting ready to do another interview today with a friend of mine who I have not seen in years. I met him, I don't know, maybe about 8 years ago, 9 years ago, in a meeting up in Thomaston. Just a really nice guy, and he's got some great sobriety, and he's going to share it with us in a little bit. Let's see what Jaime has to say about being sober. There he is.
How you doing?
I am well, my friend. How are you?
I'm alive.
Oh my goodness. How long has it been, James?
It's been a couple of years.
Yeah. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. Honey, I started doing this because I couldn't get to meetings, and
Yep.
I was missing my sober peeps.
Yep.
And I am actually loving doing this because I get to talk to people one-on-one and get to know things about them that I wouldn't normally know in a meeting. I wanted to introduce people to you because I really admire your sobriety. I always have. Every time that we walked into a meeting, you always had something great to say. So why don't we tell people a little bit, how did you, what it was like a little bit, I don't want to get too much into war stories, but
Right.
what was the turning point for you that you felt
Right.
like you needed to get yourself sober?
Yeah, well, obviously I'm Jamie. I'm an alcoholic, and my sobriety date is November 29th, 2010. And I have a sponsor, and I am a sponsor. I've been involved in the AA program for a little over 10 years. My journey here, is not uncommon. I was drinking way too much. I have a bottom, which I think is kind of a high bottom, but I had enough. It wasn't working for me anymore.
Yeah.
I drank, to experience that sensation that all of us, try to get, that eludes us, and it wasn't there anymore. And I landed in the emergency room at the local hospital. And a doctor who asked me if I thought I had a problem, and told me if I was going to continue on this road that I probably wasn't going to be around this world much longer. I landed into the rooms of AA 5 days later, and I haven't had to pick up a drink since that day. I was told to do the 90 and 90 thing, and I was so fearful of picking up that first drink that starts that terrible obsession over again. And I had tried on my own, many times. It's just amazing, what I've learned from the people, in the program since I came here. And I think that's been the biggest gift for me, is the people that I've met. I'm never going to have another fun time in my life because I can't drink anymore. And I honestly thought that was going to be the problem, that is that I would never have fun again. And boy, that's been far from the truth. The things that I have been able to do and accomplish since I finally stopped drinking. I'm available for my family. I've been, a lot of the things that I promised myself I'd do for years, I started doing again. And, just being able to go out and do things and get behind the wheel of a car, without being under the influence, is something that I do not miss. And I've just, the people that I've met, I've made some wonderful friends, connected with people that I just thought I never would, and through this pandemic, I haven't been to a physical meeting in a year. I've been doing all my meetings on Zoom. And we are in the process of starting up our Sunday meeting, which we formerly held at a church local here in Waterbury that closed. We were able to find a new location, with the social distancing and everything. I don't know how many people we're going to get, but I guess we have to start someplace. So.
Yes. I agree. I haven't been to a meeting either. I've been hosting a meeting, chairing a meeting every Tuesday night for the past year, but it's not the same. I mean, I love my girls. I love them, and sometimes we just get together for a chat session, how was your week, but that coming together in a room that when you at the end of the meeting, when everybody just holds hands, that feeling, that energy.
Yeah.
I'm missing that. What do you think, for you, what has been the greatest gift of recovery to you?
Well, I think there's two things, but I think the greatest thing is just being available, being available emotionally and physically, being there.
Yeah.
because when I was under the influence, I wasn't really there. And I think the second thing is the friendships that I've made, the new friendships that I've made, and there's just nothing that compares to it. My sponsor was also my sponsee. We've become the best of friends, and we traveled in the same group of partying people back in high school days, but we never knew each other.
Wow.
So just, talking about, the crazy times, and the good times, it's great to have someone that you can, you can relate with. And we talk pretty much every day, and he's gone through a lot of things that I've gone through. We've always been there for each other. So it's just the camaraderie is just, it's just second to none,
It sure is.
For
It sure
anybody
is.
who's new, doesn't understand this program, the best is yet to come. That's all I can say.
And I don't know if you're like me, but when I was listening to that and hearing that my first few months, my first year, I thought that everybody was crazy.
Yep.
I thought everybody was crazy, but there was something that kept bringing me back. There's something.
Yep.
There's something. And I'm so glad that I stuck it out. And I'm so glad. I have friends with people that I thought I'd never be friends with. When you talk about friendships,
Yep.
But I love each and every one of them. And
I don't have any of my own kids, but I see what it's done to families.
Yes.
It's a terrible, terrible thing.
Yes.
And the disease becomes more important than anything else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It consumes it. And, and it's crazy because I do have two adult children, and I never thought that it was affecting them.
Right.
Really, Lori?
Yeah.
Because I would just, I would not, I wouldn't be around them when I was drinking. So I thought I was being the greatest mother in the world. I didn't let them see that part of me. Oh my God, I wasn't seeing them.
You weren't
I wasn't
there.
present. Yeah,
Right.
I wasn't there. And when I was there and I was active, it was a show.
Yeah.
And, the apologies, over and over again, it gets old.
Yep.
It gets really old, and I remember when I did get sober, I wanted them to, oh, I'm good now, come back in my life. And they're like, all right, you know what? Yeah, we'll love you from here. Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I really did not realize, and this is part of the disease, what effect our addiction has on other people around us.
Right.
I don't know if we don't care. And I really don't think that that's it at the time. I just think that we are just so involved in our own head, in our own little world, that we don't know what it does to other people, our significant others and our parents and our children, and even friends. I stopped going out because I was, putting on quite a show at a few places, and so I didn't want to, risk that again. I think I stopped explaining myself a long time ago,
Right.
because it's hard to explain. I just had to show people that I was different, instead of shouting it from the top of the world, I'm sober, love me.
I still have some of my friends who are, aren't, addicts or alcoholics.
Yep.
They still ask me, still going to those meetings?
Yeah.
How long do you think you're gonna have to go?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I get that. I get that a lot. You've been sober for 11 years. Do you still have to go to those things? Why do you still have to go to those things? And I just smile now.
Yeah.
But I felt the same way when I was a few months sober, and one of my good friends raised his hand and said he had 20 years. I had like 4 months, and honestly, my head flipped around, like, 20 years? You've been doing this for 20 years? I had no clue. No clue. What do you like to do in your downtime when you're not working? Other than fishing.
Fishing and boating, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are my two big things.
Yeah.
I'm a part-time Coast Guard guy. You probably know that.
Yes.
Basically, aside from boating and fishing, I have, I own my own business, which I've had for 30 years, which pretty much accounts for the rest of my free time.
How do you think that you run the business differently? How is it for you being sober? What do you think? Are you more on your game?
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah, right?
Oh, God, yes. I was functioning. I didn't get to the point where, I wasn't doing what I needed to do. It's just that I wasn't all there.
Yeah, putting things off until another, oh, I'll do
Yeah,
that later. Yeah,
yeah.
right? Okay.
So, I mean, I've grown the business from, nothing to, what it is today. And, hopefully when I retire in the next, 3+ years, I'll have something to pass on to the next person who wants to take it from me.
That's awesome, Jamie.
Yep.
That's awesome. Listen, I can't even thank you enough for doing this with me. I honestly is a pleasure doing this together. And I've missed you. I've missed you
Yeah, I
raising
missed
your
you
hand
too.
and just like, it was always great to hear from you in the meetings. I always enjoyed your shares. And I'm so happy that you're still doing well. And again, my condolences about your dad. I saw that,
Thank
and
you.
it's
Thank you.
that's
It's been a challenge, but he didn't suffer in the end, and that's the thing I'm most grateful for, is that he was able to pass on his own terms, and uh, he's with my mom again. But I find myself picking up the phone, gonna give him a call. I got
yeah,
to tell him this.
yeah, of
Oh, that's
course,
right. He's
of
not here.
course, yeah. I think the greatest thing is that you were present for both of them,
I
and when
wasn't.
they
I was
needed
able to
you.
make amends to both my parents before they both, left this earth. And they didn't see it. They did not see my disease. They didn't think I had a problem,
Yeah,
as well as a lot of people in my life didn't.
yeah. I know. My mom didn't. My mom didn't. I hid it very well. She was like, "Really?" And because I tried to hide it, but I wasn't around. I
Yep.
didn't want to be around them so that they would see it, and
Right.
because I always wanted my mom to be proud of me, so I
Right.
didn't want her to see that. And I lost a lot of years not being around her, and I get to be there with her today. And
That's great.
yeah, it sure
And your
is.
kids too. And I know you have
Yeah,
one. Your son is in recovery, and
yes,
I know he struggled, and he's
yes. He's
gone
doing
in and out.
well. Yeah, he's doing well.
That's great.
I just went to a tournament yesterday for him for karate. He's a second-degree black belt now. And just to sit there with my camera and not feel hungover like I used to, like, flying into these places like, oh my God, I'm gonna be late. Enjoying it,
Yep.
really enjoying it. And these are the things we get to do, remember, enjoy life. Woohoo! It's not so bad.
You even got remarried in recovery, didn't you?
I did. For God's sakes, I know. I was like, I'm done. I'm done. Two and I'm done. And geez, you know what? You never know. You never know. But I met him in recovery, and we hit it off, and he's a wonderful guy. And we talked about not getting married,
Yeah.
and because we were both married before, and it just came to a point where it was like, you know what, why not? This makes sense. And I love him to pieces. He's a great guy. He gives me my space. I give him his.
Yeah.
And we do this recovery thing together, and we understand each other, and it's a wonderful thing. It really is. It
Yeah.
really
Well,
is.
my marriage survived my recovery, and we've been married for almost 31 years.
That's
So
amazing.
I give her a lot of credit for sticking by me.
Awesome. I
She
love
too was
hearing that.
she kind of too was in the dark about it. I hit it well,
Yeah.
and but life moves on. We just have to live it a day at a time, like the program tells us to, and
Yes.
not project too far in the future, and not stare at the past, and just be present. And
Be
that's what I try to
present.
do every day, and
Yeah.
that's kind of been you know my solution to sobriety, is just to live it a day at a time, and
Yeah.
be in the present. That's all you can do.
Yeah. Once I realized that, it made it a lot easier. It made it a lot easier. Stop thinking about the past. You can't
Yeah.
change it. You can't
No.
change it. And every time I thought, well, I'm going to do this, this, and this so I can get here, it was expectations, and you know what happens with expectations, and
Oh, yeah. They turn
stay.
into resentments, and
Resentments are not the word. Yes.
Mhm.
That's an understatement.
a number one offender.
Yeah. And I started doing different things and listening to people
Right,
instead of myself,
right,
and
right.
staying in today. And I remember, hearing something in that meeting one day, and it was, you, even if you're having a really bad day, because we all do, just remember you could start your day over at any time.
Yeah,
Just hit reset. All right.
indeed.
What can I do today? Today, what can I do today? And if I can't do anything today about a situation, I have to let it go and just stay in
Yep,
and stay in the moment. And it's saved my ass.
yep, yep. Same here. Same
Yeah.
here. It's been an enjoyable journey so far. Wildest dreams, even beyond that, the people I've met. Like I said, that's been the greatest gift to me is the people that I've met
Yeah.
in this
Well,
journey.
I am so happy that I met you, friend. It's
I'm glad I met you too. It's
so
been
great to see you.
good to see you too, and I can't believe it's been 10 years, but
I know. 11.
yeah,
11. Could you
yep.
stand it? It's
Uh,
crazy. It
I
just
never
goes
thought
by
I'd
like
get a
that.
day.
I know, me either. You stay well, Jamie.
You do the
Stay
same.
in touch, and when you get that meeting started, let me know. I might swing by and say hello.
That'd be great.
All right. Take care of yourself.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Good talking to you. Bye-bye.
Good talking to you too, honey.